Hi, this is Dr. Sage Breslin, and this is Wisdom Wednesdays, my special series on my journey with cancer, video 13. Wow. I look back at the amount of time that I've spent making these videos and on my incredible resistance to making them and being public about my journey. And I don't know, it just seems like a lifetime ago that was how I was feeling. I must admit today I am a little more tired, which makes sense given the energy I've been expending. But I thought I would just talk a little bit about my experience last week of getting the injection and kind of how things went. So I think I explained in the last video that there are multiple forms of chemotherapy, and my protocol for multiple myeloma requires both the oral and injectable for a series of 11 or 12 weeks, and then the classic kind of infusion therapy that people think of as, the bag of poison, the bag of medication that helps to kill off the remaining cancer cells. So I was approaching last Friday with a little trepidation. I mean, I knew what it was like to take this first oral medication, and I didn't know what it would be like to take the others. So I got up in the morning and I took the dexamethasone, which is a steroid, and I remember my oncologist saying that I might feel a little high. Okay, well, it's been a long time since I've felt that way. But she said that because of the steroid, it can ramp you up and it can cause you to feel like, you're ready to conquer the world. To me, this is a good way to feel. But that the other medication that comes by injection, the Velcade, can also be tiring. It can, it can have a host of other symptoms. And so I think in some ways, they're made to sort of counteract one another. So I went for the Velcade injection, and, they allowed me to pick a chair. And, I would say other people in the room were receiving infusions and were hooked up, and I had just a little panicky feeling because I thought to myself, like, do I really need a chair? Like, you're just gonna, inject me in the belly and I'm gonna go, and I had to kind of just study my response. Like, okay, so I'm anxious. All right, that's fine. Like, it's okay to feel anxious. Anybody would. It's your first time. So I didn't resist. I went to the chair, got myself ready and started thinking about the clothing I was wearing because, you got to expose some portion of your belly in it in order to get the injection. So the nurses were really wonderful. And before they started, I heard somebody ringing a cowbell, and I just knew, I knew instantly what that was. Like, somebody's getting their last chemo, their last infusion. And I turned to her and I said, "Is that what it is?" And she said, "Yeah, it's so exciting." And I thought to myself, like, that's going to be me, not too distantly. Like, I'm going to have that cowbell going off. But when the cowbell goes off for me, I will be just at the starting place of, I guess, what I really fear. Because at the end of that last injection, I'll be heading into infusion in the hospital for several weeks. And that's what I'll be hooked up to. And that will, no doubt in my mind, be probably one of the hardest things I have to do. So I got the injection, and some of you know I had, when I had the last 3 kids, I had some medical disasters happen. And so I had something that's called a RIPSI, which means that they don't take the time to, carefully prepare a cesarean. They just put an instrument in, a scalpel, and rip open the belly to deliver babies emergently, and in my case, deliver one baby that was not breathing at the time. And it was a big extravaganza, but part of that extravaganza was I ended up having to have a complete abdominal reconstruction. Now, I shouldn't need to share this with anyone, except that I don't have sensation in my belly right at the midsection. It's about, I don't know, 4 inches side to side. And so as the nurse is preparing to give this injection, she's like, well, yeah, which side do you want? And I said, look, just one thing. That's kind of a sizable needle. So can we stay in this area? And she looked at me and I said, I don't have any sensation in this section. And she said, that's awesome. And I looked away and for the most part, didn't feel it a little bit. And she told me that, you probably feel when the syringe is emptying, it'll be a burning sensation. And I felt that. But at least I didn't have to feel the injection going in. I thought, all right, there's another reason to be thankful for, what's happened in the past. So it did leave quite a mark. It's still there. Apparently they switch off side to side. Now I understand why. It's so that, they let one side completely recover before they go after it again. So it wasn't too bad. And I woke up in the morning and I had been traveling to Los Angeles to see family each weekend, and ill family. And I just thought, okay, I have to give myself a weekend. I have to study this. I don't even know how I'm going to react to this. And weirdly, by the end of the day, I had tackled a lot of projects. And when I say a lot, like I mean a lot. And so I kind of laughed to myself that, the oncologist was right. I guess the dexamethasone did cause me to feel sort of amped up. I don't know that I had any real negative sensation from the Velcade or from the Revlamid. But I definitely got a lot done. And when I woke up on Sunday, I think just the fact that I had conquered so many things, I was pretty tired, not exhausted. I think there was still a little pick-me-up involved. But by Monday, I definitely noticed that I was more tired. And, I guess that's what's to be expected. What goes up must come down. So, yeah, I notice myself also, the sensation, I was talking to a colleague today, the sensation is a little bit like when you're pregnant, right near the very end, you go through this nesting thing. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, it was right before Thanksgiving. And when I had made almost every part of the Thanksgiving dinner and stuck it in the fridge, I turned to my husband and said, I think we're gonna go to the hospital soon. And I was right, I had sort of prepared myself in every way that you could and prepared items of food that I knew the family was going to come for Thanksgiving, like the day after I had the baby, and 2 days after. And this has a little bit of that same quality, just without the super positive, grateful feeling of Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think I have this internal clock that knows that time is short. And things that I have needed to do or not done, they're on my list and I'm getting them done, and I'm feeling confident that I want to share these gifts that I have with people before I go on leave. I want to make the best use of my time before I go on leave. And I even had a conversation with a colleague, saying like, listen, I'm not going away to die. I'm going away to get a new life and to grow a new body. But this is kind of a limited time offer right now. Is it okay to approach it that way? And my colleagues said, hell yes. You know, you're a commodity right now. If people want to get with you, you know, it's time for them to sign up for your 8-week mastermind. It's time for them to sign up for that, you know, 6 to 8 week consultation program with you, because they're not going to have access to you for 3 months while you're out. People will have access to my membership site and self-study courses and things like that. But when it comes to me, like, it's really okay to let the world know, like, I'm here, I'm available now, but then you're gonna have to wait. So it's been interesting. I didn't expect to feel that real rush of productivity or the desire to get things completed. I didn't sense that this sort of nesting quality was gonna be a thing. So today I'm a little tired because I've been at it. So I'm going to measure my energy. I'm going to measure how I spend my day. I'm going to watch my schedule a little bit more carefully. And frankly, it's Wednesday, so Friday is just a couple days away. And guess what I get to do? I get more dexamethasone. So I guess we'll see this time. Will I also get that big like burst of energy from the steroid? And how will I do again with the Velcade? So stay tuned. I know they're going to switch the side of the belly, so hopefully they'll stay in the same general vicinity so I don't have to feel it. So I bring you my positive attitude. I bring you my fear. I bring you my incredible love and gratitude for all my lovely neighbors and friends and colleagues who have been dropping off food and helping me with projects and just showing up for me. I know that God wants me to learn how to receive, and I guess it's finally time. It still feels a little hard for me, but I'm saying yes. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. Yes, please, and thank you. So thank you so much for being part of my journey and part of my tribe. This is Wisdom Wednesdays, and I'm Dr. Sage Breslin.